Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Shadow's Favorite Games. I'm the Red Shadow, and today we're gonna step back into my batch of favorite PS1 RPGs. And this particular game, it goes by the name Grandia or Grandia. I'm not 100% sure because I've never really heard it pronounced. I tend to pronounce it Grandia. A lot of people would look at the title of that and they would say Grandia. I say to each their own, but I will refer to it as Grandia. That's just kind of the name I've always given it ever since I first discovered this game back in the late 90s. As I said, this goes in the batch of favorite PS1 RPGs. I've shown off Xenogears, I've shown off Legend of Legaia. I don't remember which other ones I may have done prior to this one. But I don't know, I had to go over, it's been a long time since I've played this, I had to go to the computer and look it up on Wikipedia to kind of get a brain refresher on it. And even from the the refresher that I gave myself on it, I still I don't really remember a whole lot about the game specifically, but I absolutely know and would say till the end of time it's still one of my favorite games of all time. The story centers around this kid who's all triumphantly standing here on the back of the case. That's Justin. And he's this adventurer, he's this explorer, he's this, kid archaeologist, perhaps you would say, who is kind of sort of following in the footsteps of his missing father. He likes to go to archaeological dig sites and go in where, as a child, he's not really allowed to go, and try to discover things on his own. Like I said, following in the footsteps of his father, which is the fear of his mom, Lily, who is concerned that he's going to go off and get himself into some sort of trouble like her husband has done. I don't quite remember in the course of playing this game years ago. I've beat this once or twice, but I don't quite remember if it's a journey to find his father or just a journey to discover all the secrets in his world that he wants to learn about. I'm looking at the back of this. I'm going to read off the back of the case here. It says, embark on an unforgettable journey. Travel across vast worlds and unravel the threads of an ancient legend in a quest that challenges your courage. A luminous empire, an ominous secret, an unbelievable, intriguing adventure. Over 200 weapons, enemies, and items to collect. Now wait a minute, do they mean you collect the weapons, the items, and the enemies? I don't recall that. More than 80 magic spells and battle techniques. A unique magic and character development system that puts your strategic skills to the test. All I could say about any game that says there's strategy involved is, I guess you could stick a fork in me because I would be done. I don't do well with strategy elements. But I was still able, like I said, I was still able to beat this. I'm sure I had the aid of a cheat device of some sort. Warm and enchanting worlds, each with their own architectural style. It is a very, in my opinion, from what I remember, it's a very visually appealing game for PS1 graphics. But because they were going for these archaeological dig sites and, ancient cultures in the game world that this takes place in, everything is done very, very uniquely colored. The set pieces are just... it was really, really nice looking game. And last but not least, it says, over 80 hours of gameplay, can you solve the mysteries of Grandia? Well, like I said, I solved the mysteries of Grandia a couple of different times. I should point out that my case doesn't stay together. The bottom of this side here is broke, unlike the top there. So it doesn't stay together, but I was going to open this up to see if there was anything special to show off. There's the instruction manual. In the back is disc 2. And now the entire thing has come apart, so I'm going to put this back together. But this was just another one of those RPGs. Late 90s proved to me that RPGs were the right place to go for fun, intriguing, engaging, and lengthy story type games. Even though in an RPG the emphasis is just as much on the role playing, like the fighting, the battle system, the customization, and all that. But what always draws me into RPG games are the stories and the characters and whatnot. Here's my Grandia strategy guide from Prima. There's Justin again. Justin is actually my avatar on Twitter. Yeah, he's like my little Twitter avatar, and I sometimes use him on Facebook and other different places. He's just a character that has kind of stuck with me for a long time, and his story, it's why this game and that whole batch of PS1 RPGs that I've been talking about hold such high places for me. I just love their worlds, their universes, their characters, their struggles, their stories. Could do away with their battle systems for the most part when they get too strategy heavy, but I just love this game. I love the story. It's another one that I'm trying to put down on the list of games that I need to get back and play here at some point. But that's Grandia. It came out, I meant to say before, it came out on the Sega Saturn originally in like 1997, released on the PlayStation 1 in 1999, I do believe. And then later on it had releases for like the PlayStation Network and a couple other things here and there. There was Grandia 2, which I think that I own for the Dreamcast, and I just now thought about that. I could have been showing that off, but whatever. Okay game for what little I played on it. I don't think it directly ties into the first one, so sometimes that's where they lose me. Then there was a Grandia 3 and something called Grandia Extreme. I think that's the entire console-based Grandia series. There may have been some handheld games that came out later and reissues and whatnot. But anyway, that's a bit about it for that. Grandia, if you love some of the previous RPGs I've shown off, like Xenogears and Legend of Legaia, this would be another one to put on that list, up there with Lunar, Silver Star Story Complete. I think as far as my PlayStation 1 RPGs are concerned, I usually focus on 5. That's Grandia, Lunar, Xenogears, Legend of Legaia. So yeah, that only leaves number 5. So I'll hint that the last of my 5 PS1 RPGs, that's my favorite game of all time. It's big PlayStation 1 RPG release, a big PlayStation 1 release in general. So there's some foreshadowing. You could probably see through me now. I'm pretty transparent when it comes to this game. It's one of the biggest PlayStation releases of all time in a big role-playing game series. So anyway, enough about that. Like I said, we have about maybe 5 or 6 more of these videos to do, and then I should be done. So we'll get there eventually. So thanks a lot for watching and checking out these videos, and I'll see you next time.